and welcome to the third episode of the Goats and Cats podcast. Yes, we are joined here by big number three, joined here by Brenden and Jason, the Camelot boys via Zoom. Hey,
Camelot boys.
Camelot boys. Why are you guys called the Camelot boys?
Well, we're the Camelot boys because that's where we both lived in the same little neighborhood called Camelot.
Boom. Mm-hmm. There you go.
For our whole lives. We are the Camelot boys.
You are the Camelot boys, yes. Just going back to the previous episode of the podcast, we had Mason Ian on, and we talked a lot about the realm that both of you guys are on and some questionable things that went down on that realm in different parts.
Yeah.
The famed netherite, or wait, was it nether? No, it was the
it was netherite.
Yeah, netherite skyscraper, netherrack skyscraper that was literally in the exact middle of our town, and it kind of ruined us. And we called you out, Brenden. And how do you feel about being called out like that?
I feel famous. I feel happy.
You just feel famous from controversy.
I feel like I made a difference in people's lives. Whether good or bad doesn't matter.
Oh my goodness.
A difference was made, so.
Well, Jason, you had your hotel there, right? Because that was Dixieland, and we had the city, and we had all the different town, and you had your hotel.
So can I mention? So I listened to the last podcast with Ian and Mace. Ian, Mace, and I were the founding fathers of Dixieland. That was our creation, and I was extremely undercredited because they were talking about they wrote all the laws and stuff. I was like the Alexander Hamilton of this place, super underrated and uncredited until that guy came out with the musical, and now everybody knows about Alexander Hamilton. But nobody knew that he existed beforehand. But he wrote 80% of the Federalist Papers and the Constitution, and so that was me. I did a lot of law writing.
So what you're saying is there needs to be a musical written about you now. That's
yes, that's exactly.
That's the next logical area. Yeah, definitely. Well, so we were talking about bringing back the realm and doing survival stuff. So we need it. I mean, we could even make this bigger than it was before. With all the people we can reach now, we can make it
totally, because we've got Senor Yeast, Q-Craft, and we got now the Goats and Cats.
We got the
people.
I mean, we can make this. I'm thinking about entering into a Goats and Cats gaming channel and do some doing.
That sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
Jason, let's go to a area which I've always wanted to ask you about, which I never have.
Oh dear.
Back in middle school.
Oh, jeez. No. We're not talking about middle school. We can't.
I remember seeing you and a couple other people hanging around with notebooks around the table. And I was like, what are they doing? And I was very intrigued. I was like, that looks like a lot of fun. So one day I walked over and I was like, what is this? And you're like, this is Mindplex. Was that the name? Was that the name of it?
You talking about the board game I invented?
Yes.
No, that's not Mindplex, dude. Do you know what Mindplex is?
No, that was oh my gosh. Time
Quest.
Time Quest. Okay, I don't know why those get this. It was Time Quest. And you and a bunch of your friends were sitting around the table with notebooks writing out all of What? Because I asked you once, you just said it was Mindplex, and then I never heard anything about it, and you went back to doing
You mean Time Quest?
Or Time Quest. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah. Mindplex, you know what Mindplex is, right?
That's a server, right?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest Minecraft servers with games and all that stuff.
But what was the Time Quest? Because you said it was D&D, but I never knew what D&D
it was. So when I was younger, in middle school, probably at age, how old are middle schoolers?
I don't know.
I don't 13, 12.
12, 13, maybe even younger. But Yeah, I can't remember at all. I cannot remember my motivation for making this. I still have no idea how like I came to the conclusion that I wanted to make this game, but I know that I knew this older guy. Well, like at the time, I thought he was old because I was like a kid, but he was like I don't know, 18 or something at the time. So I knew he played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, and it was kind of like a board game nerd. And I wanted to make a Dungeons and Dragons game, but I had never played Dungeons and Dragons at the time. I had never even touched it. So I like hit him up, and then we like came up with some ideas, and then like I just had this notebook, and I just like drew a bunch of squiggly lines and stuff, and made like shapes. It was the notebook was a map of like land and sea and like different and like where you were in the game. That was like the board, if you will.
Okay.
And so it works a lot like Dungeons and Dragons, except there's I was like the DM. I had a different name for it. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, that's actually correct. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was the Time Master, the TM. And so, yeah, and so people would like make their character sheets and stuff. And now I have played Dungeons and Dragons. I like started like I don't know, a little yet less than a year ago, playing with some friends, and it's shockingly similar to what I came up with, even though I had never played it before. Only difference is like it is like anything goes. Like it's called Time Quest because like there was like weapons and stuff from all time periods. You had like magical stuff and dragons and all those sorts of things, but you also had like AK-47s and like grenades and like modern warfare stuff and like medieval armor and like all this stuff combined into one like potluck. It was amazing. And like opportunity was endless with like character making, because when you make a character in Dungeons and Dragons, you have like specific like classes. Like you could either be an elf or whatever, but this one it's anything goes. My cousin, his character he was a giant fire ant. He literally was like I want to be a giant fire ant. So we made him like a 6-foot long fire ant. That was his character.
Oh my gosh. Dang.
There were some crazy ones.
So you would like make a character and then you would just do stuff? Like how would gameplay work?
So I only had like one thing like set in mind. Like I came up with all this on the spot. Like it was just my imagination. I had no like quests written or any campaigns or nothing like that.
Okay.
People would just spawn like in like the main kingdom or whatever. It's like, well, you can do whatever you want. You can steal stuff. You can go and stab a random guy on the street. You could, or you could just be a fisherman. You can do whatever you want. And then I would always have like, there was this wizard that lived in the forest that would like give people quests, because I realized pretty quick that not a lot of people have imaginations. So I was like, there is this like wizard in a treehouse in the forest, and like he'll send you to do stuff and like give you rewards of like XP and gold coins or whatever.
That's really cool. I used to come up with like just random like games, and I was just remembering the other day about I did that, but it was basically that, but it was like miniature real life. So I would
miniature real life.
So it was my mom used to go to Costco or Sam's or whatever, and you know those big cardboard boxes that potatoes or watermelons would come in?
Yeah.
So she would go and she would get the extra ones of those, and she would bring them home, and we would set up little villages all around her yard. So we get like 4 or 5 of these, and we cut holes. So we flip them upside down, and we cut holes in them so you could make little doors between them. So
that's awesome.
We would have like a bunch of different houses, and so like I would like create my own house. So I have like my bedroom, my living room, and stuff, and we would like come up with all sorts of different imaginative like scenarios that we have to like defend the house or like go out in the woods and like have a quest.
Dude,
or like do
that's
something.
awesome.
It was so much fun, and we would bring in like food and like lights and like fan. Like we had like
That's amazing.
We had carpet at one time. Like it was it was pretty
Wow,
sick.
carpet. Yeah. That's luxury right there.
It was luxury right there. Yeah. But
wow.
What about you, Brendan? Did you ever have any estranged, imaginative childhood experiences?
Well, yeah, going off what you were talking about, like, what, we never like, made anything. We just, like, worked with what we had. Like, all my playing with people and things was at my granddad's house. And my granddad, he had a big basement, and like he has woods in his backyard and stuff. So when we'd play in the basement, he had like this closet that we used as a room, and then we used like the couch as a room.
Okay.
And like we just used whatever thing that had space in it, just like with walls and made it a room.
Yeah.
But
That's so great.
I don't know, I guess we weren't like super creative back then.
Well, when we were kids, we were some action figure children.
Oh,
like
right.
we would use like Legos, action figures, and all that stuff, and that was our like young childhood, was big time action figures and Legos.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys, Brendan, what you were saying about like the closet or just kind of using whatever you had? Did you guys ever play the game with your siblings where you get either a laundry basket or a suitcase? Laundry basket was safer, but suitcase was also an option. So you take a laundry basket, and you have to get. I can't remember. I think we normally use like the longer ones that are a little bit shallower, and then one of us would get it. This is when I was like probably ages like 4 to like 8, because after that it was just too big. I then like get into the laundry basket, and I'd like put my head down and duck down, and one of my siblings would put a blanket and like stuff a blanket around the sides and over me, and then we get up to the top of the stairs, and they push me down the stairs, and I go sliding down the stairs. And so we used to do that, but we also used to do that with suitcases, where we would put each other in suitcases and push them down the stairs, or we would play the game where it was you'd zip someone up in a big suitcase, and then you wheel them around the house for like 10 minutes, and then they'd have to guess where they were.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never did that. The closest thing that I did for like laundry basket wise was at my grandmother's house. We would play hide and seek, and I would get in her laundry basket in her room, and I would just hide there. And then like it was like one of those like wicker baskets that had like a lid with a hinge on it. And I was like really little, like 5 years old or 4 or something. And I would climb in there, and like she wouldn't know about it, and then I would just like jump out and scare her and stuff.
I see.
Yeah. Although as far as being pushed down the stairs go, this is sort of an inside joke with me and my family. So my sister, like when I was 4 years old, like I was incredibly young. I can barely remember it. I just don't know why, but like some memories just stick with you for no reason whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And so she'll deny that she ever did this and say that I made it up to this day. Like if you go up and ask my sister, did you push Jason down the stairs on a sled? And then she'll say, no, he made it up. But it's not true. I remember it like from a very young age. I admit it was like 20% my fault, 80% for her pushing me down the stairs. But so I, for some reason, was sitting on a sled at the top of the stairs, and then she pushed me. That's the whole story.
Man, you could really write some books with those tales.
Oh, I know, right? Chapter 1, I sat on a sled.
Chapter
2.
The hand was...
She pushed me.
The end. All right, you guys know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's injury time. Okay, injuries. I've already talked about my injuries a couple episodes ago. But what are your injuries ever in lifetime?
I actually don't have very many at all. What about you?
Yeah.
No, you guys are just couch boys.
Oh well,
No,
wow.
I mean, here's
Yeah, I have nothing major. Never had to gone to the hospital.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
you just born in a shed or something? Like...
Well, it's not an injury. I was born in a hospital, just to be clear.
Okay. Well, well, rip the injury time, because I guess we're just.
Well, I mean, I
perfect
got
souls.
lots of minor injuries that have like scarred my body, but I've never broken a bone or had to go to the hospital. But I'm covered in scars and burns. Like,
have you cut
I
your
got
hand
yeah, I
pretty
cut.
bad
That was
before?
probably my worst injury.
Yeah.
Should I try to record it on that camera and see if it'll focus?
Oh, okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me. Oh no. Gosh. Okay, let's see. Fiddle. Okay, that line right there is a scar. That line is a scar that I got right before the Rona, and I was like cleaning out my room, and I found a wood chisel lying around. And like I was just like screwing around with it. I wasn't even like doing anything. I was just like seeing if it still worked, and it did for sure. I slipped. I was holding a piece of wood, and I was just like scraping it just to see if it was sharp. And then it slipped, and it cut up my hand, and it was like really deep. So like I just ran into the kitchen, grabbed like a handful of paper towels, smacked it on there, and wrapped it in duct tape.
Oh my
And
gosh.
And like my hand was like throbbing, like it was a bad cut.
Dang.
And like that scar is gonna be there for the rest of my life. But like, yeah. And for the first like few days, like after I got it cut, when I went to rebandage my hand, I didn't let my mom look at it because she would send me to the hospital and be like, "You need stitches." It's like I don't want to go through all that trouble. I don't want stitches. So because. Like, I probably could and should have gotten them, but, like, I just didn't.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine now. Yeah, you're fine now. You lived through it.
Yeah, now I got a cool scar.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just remembered. Speaking about scars, that's like my biggest injury is because it left like a permanent scars when I got bit by a dog.
Oh.
And it bit me on the cheek.
Oh.
And there's like the slightest little indentation in my cheek
Yeah,
where
I
it's
think I
like
can see it. It's like
where I was bit, I guess.
How did that happen?
Because I was running away from it and it knocked me down and
what kind of dog?
Wait, back up. Start from the
Wait, was this in Camelot? Because like
No.
we used to have like a lot of like a bunch of abused dogs that would like attack anybody because their owners were just terrible to them.
No, yeah, our family was just like at a friend's house, and it was just their dog. Like it was a very young like puppy, I guess.
Oh.
A good sized puppy, although
Yeah.
I was younger then and smaller, and very afraid of dogs. So any dog scared me.
Jeez.
But yeah, so I was running away because it was chasing me, and it just knocked me down, and just wanted to play, but it played too hard.
How old were you? Was this last year?
No.
Was this yesterday?
Well, how old was I? 10, maybe younger than that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean that dog. I think that dog's either still alive or recently died. I'm not sure. Yeah, that was a traumatic moment for me.
Wow. That sounds like I've been bit by quite a few dogs. I had to give away a dog when we had like a little. I always call them foo-foo dogs because they all look the same to me.
Yeah.
Like
I get what you're
a
saying.
little white dog that's got like curly hair that you gotta like cut every couple
Yeah.
months. So we had one of those, and her name was Lucy, and she bit me on the arm when I was 4. So we gave her away to my neighbors, and I don't know why we gave they were like across the street. So I don't know why we did that because we still live next door to them. But we gave away to that. And then I remember our neighbors had like this goat herding dog that was it was like a Rottweiler, I think, and Border Collie mix, or maybe it was just a Border Collie. It was a Border Collie, but it looked like a Rottweiler. It's kind of weird. But I remember one time I was like running through their yard to get to my neighbor's house across from them, and I had to like jump over a fence, and I like got to the fence. The dog was like running up next to me trying to play, but it thought I was a goat, I think. So as I'm climbing over the fence, jumping over the fence,
It thought you were a goat.
It jumps up and grabs my calf and just bites right into my calf right there, and puts like a bunch of like 4 canine holes right in my calf. Yeah, it was nasty. It was gross. And then like let go, and my leg was just like
Oh my gosh.
it was so gross, bleeding everywhere. But yeah, so we're just gonna take a short break, and we will be right back. This is the Goats and Cats Pet Work. Da, da, da. And we're back.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
It is time for the news, boys. It is the news.
Newsboys.
It is
The Newsboys. It's time for the Newsboys.
It is time for
Special
the
guest.
news. Special guest. We have the whole cast here joining us.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we are going to read some news stories, and this first one is from the good old across the pond, our friendly foes, the English people.
Ah, yes.
Ooh.
Oh yes, this is the headline. The London post office used to employ cats as official mouse catchers. Do you guys know that?
I don't doubt it.
I've heard of that.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Apparently, back in like it started in 1868. Cats were paid. Let me see how much.
Cats were paid.
Were paid. I don't know where
Like not like the trainers of the cats, because like somebody has to take care of those cats,
They
right?
were technically employees of the state, so like they lived at the post office. I don't know where this money went. It doesn't necessarily specify. Let me just read it. So, no, that is. Let me see. So the first official cat appointment happened in September 1968. 3 cats were employed on a probationary basis at the money order office in London, where there was a veritable plague of mice invading the building. The cats were employed after a few not pretty funny letters passed between the controller of the money order office, Frederick Roland Jackson, and the secretary of the post office, John Tilley. I'm gonna butcher those names. They kind of wrote back and forth, complaining. These 2 post office people complaining about the thing, and they finally decided that they would just try out cats for 6 months. But they were on the payroll, but I'm not sure how would.
Because like you can't pay a cat, man. They're not
getting-
members of society.
They're getting paid by eating the mice.
Do
Like, do they get free meals? Like,
Yeah,
is
they
that
must
what
have
this
gone-
is?
I wonder if that's like where the money went. Was like that's like they were gonna feed them and like house them. That's probably where the money went. But
Because like at first I don't know how it is now, but like at first they probably didn't have like trained cats for this stuff. So like they just like threw cats in a building and said have at, and but like where's this money going to? Like because like I don't think there's any cat trainers to like kill mice.
This is the article continues. It says the cats, who presumably had no clue they even had a boss, much less a job, sorted the rodent problem very efficiently. 5 years later, the cats were given a raise of 6 pence a week, which is like now that's like
So,
about 10 cents.
but like still, there's money going to an animal.
I don't know. In 1952, there was a public outage when it emerged that public outrage when it emerged that the cats hadn't been given a raise in 80 years.
Wow.
There was an outrage.
When
I wonder
question,
if
We gotta
they-
pay these cats money, gosh dang it.
They're giving them like checks or something.
were people like picketing around like cats need a I don't know. And it
Right.
continues.
Like
It says,
having riots in the streets, like
"Cat
if you
lives
want to
matter."
get rid of the rats, we have to pay the cats. Like
They had all these like chants and stuff. Free the
Like,
cats, free the cats.
I've heard of some pretty dumb protests, but like wow.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
new.
yeah. It's it says when questioned about it in the House of Commons, the Assistant Postmaster General said that there has been a general wage freeze since July 1918, but there have been no complaints. So he was claiming that like the rest of wages haven't been raised in 30 years, but that's
Whoa,
probably
wow.
not
Wow.
true. But there was one cat that was nicknamed Tibbs the Great, and he served 14 years at the post office.
Wow.
He served.
Yeah, he was paid
14
2
years.
shillings and 6 pence a week. He was 23 pounds. Wow, and he was called an absolute unit, and died in 1964. Rest in peace.
Oh, rest in peace. What was his name? Something the great.
Tibbs the Great.
Tibbs.
Tibbs, what a man! And he was put in many newspapers and obituaries in London because he was so famous.
Oh, wow.
Wow. And they stopped doing cats in post offices in 1984 because they figured out that's not totally efficient.
Yeah.
I still can't get over where the money would go.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Well, I'm imagining they write a check to the cat, but then they never cash the check, so it's just like it's like they're giving them money, but it's
Oh, I see.
Oh,
never
yeah,
actually
yeah.
going
it's
anywhere.
more like litter box material at that point.
Right. Because you could write anybody a check, but if they don't cash it, no money gets taken out of your
That's
account.
true. Tax evasion, yes.
Well, now we have to arrest the cats
Yeah.
because they're they're avoiding taxes.
I wonder if that's like anywhere. Well, have you guys heard of the people that rent goats? There's like rent a goat services where you can rent a couple goats to come to your yard and eat away all the brush. That is an actual business.
Have you ever heard of like a hedge trimmer
No, but
or
like,
weed
But
whacker?
a natural hedge
no,
trimmer.
in Seattle, there's the city hires goats to go, and there's like steep hillsides next to the highways that are just filled with thorns and brush and debris and stuff and ivy and all that, and they just put a bunch of goats in there and they fence them in, and the goats just eat away everything. And
What
the
the
city
heck?
of
I mean-
Seattle pays for this to happen.
Man, everybody's like paying or like using goats for the oddest things. Because I mean, like, think about a goat. It's not that much of a useful animal. It just kind of chills and like you could milk it, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, people do yoga with goats, and they like for no reason, like
Goat yoga.
Natural.
like what?
What are the goat labor laws here? I feel
I
like
don't
they're
know.
being overworked.
Yeah,
They
I
should
don't
get a
feel like the
raise.
goats are getting paid. I mean, if they're complaining about cats for not getting paid for killing rats, I mean that's just in their blood. But like,
Yeah.
you got goats jumping on people when they're trying to do yoga for money. Like we should have a pay the goats protest.
I think
Forget
I
the
think
cats.
we should start it to save or free the goats campaign.
Or
You
the
know,
goats and the cats.
the goats and the cats.
Hey.
Ooh, hey.
Well, that's weird. I didn't realize we were talking
Yeah.
about that.
Did you plan this out in advance to do a shameless plug?
I did, yeah. So subscribe. Yes, I know. It's just, animals. Hey, who would have thunk? Yes. Moving on to our next story. In Turkey, did you guys hear about the guy who joined he was missing, and he joined his own search for himself?
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Here's a headline: Missing man joins search party looking for himself. A missing man in Turkey accidentally joined his own search party for hours before realizing he was the person they were looking for.
Wait, so he didn't do it like as a joke?
No.
Because if I was missing, right? Like I'm just trying to get like all right perspective. Hypothetically, if I had gone missing for some reason, and I like was not in any danger or anything, if I was just missing, and I heard that there was a search party for me, I would probably like grab a fake ID or something and or wear a mask so nobody could recognize me, get a haircut, and then just join my own search party because it would be funny, right? Like knowing that it's my own search party, but this guy didn't know it was for him.
He did not. He had no idea. Let me finish.
How is that possible?
Let me finish. Okay, his name is Beyhan Mutlu. Beyhan Mutlu. Beyhan Mutlu. Okay, we're just gonna call him Beyhan because I don't know. Beyhan.
Yeah.
Beyhan. I don't know. Beyhan had been drinking with friends on Tuesday when he wandered into a forest in the Bursa province. Yep. When he failed to return, his wife and friends alerted local authorities, and a search party was sent out. I don't know if it's in same way in Turkey, but isn't here in the U.S. it's like 48 hours or something before?
For an adult to report an adult missing, you have to wait 48 hours for them to actually be considered missing.
Yeah. So anyway, Beyhan was 50, and he stumbled across the search party and decided to join them.
So he stumbled across them. Let's pause right there. He stumbled across his own search party.
They're not very good at searching.
Yeah, this takes two idiots. This takes the guy himself and the search party.
Because they were probably searching where his friends or his wife last knew that he was there.
Like they were searching for him. They must have found him and not realized it.
But I don't think it is. Here, come join us. Hey, yeah, bring it in. Yeah,
we're looking for someone that looks like you.
Same age.
How does that?
Similar name, similar facial features, just not you. Anyway,
but
when the members of the search party began calling out his name, he replied,
"Oh my God,
I am here," as Beyhan would say. He was taken aside by one of the rescue workers to give a statement. He said, "Don't punish me too harshly, officer. My father will kill me." Exact words. "Don't punish me too harshly, officer. My father will kill me." This man is 50 years old. Beyhan, what are you doing with your life when you're worried about your father?
So he's 50.
He's 50.
That means his dad is at least 70 or something years old.
Yeah. And he's worried about his dad punishing him. I mean, this must have been the alcohol talking or something.
But would he have still been drunk?
That's
like days later?
2 days later or a day later?
It doesn't say how much longer, but it sounded like it was within maybe 12 hours or so when they figure this out. I'm not really sure if it was
because
the
I don't
same
know
night.
how search warrant goes for Turkey.
Warrant? You mean search parties?
Not search warrant. Sorry, yeah, search missing persons.
Anyway, they drove him home, and it's not clear if he was given a fine or if they pressed charges against him. I don't know. Is that against the law?
Yeah, or if his dad killed him.
Is that against the law to go missing and then join your own search party? I wonder if that's like a little niche in our Constitution. It's like that, people may not.
I don't think that would be in the Constitution. Maybe the Bill of Rights, but I'd say it's just in a law book somewhere.
I think it's like amendment like 150 or I don't know.
There's 27.
That was a joke.
I know, I'm playing. Sorry, I'm taking.
Moving on to our final story here. This is the headline. Florida woman still thinks...
Yes, Florida.
Florida woman. We always got to have a Florida.
Yes, we got Florida woman.
I was going to do a Florida man one, but I was like, hey, let's go to Florida woman. That's something different.
Yeah.
Florida woman still thinks she saw a dinosaur in her backyard.
Still.
She's convinced. She's convinced.
She still thinks.
Here it comes.
So
a Florida woman is doubling down on her wild claim that she saw a baby dinosaur running through her backyard.
A baby
It's
dinosaur?
Florida.
What kind of dinosaur is this?
Alligators.
Let's
It's Florida.
I don't know. If you watch, I'll have the video right here, and you let me know what you think, because it looks like a dog to me with like a long bushy tail. But anyway, 2 months ago, Christina Ryan's security camera caught a tailed species running on its hind legs through her property. Although only seconds long, the middle of the night viral video still has head spinning. This is a quote from a resident. There has never been an answer to what it was. Even despite asking neighbors, we are all still convinced it's a dinosaur. Sorry, that was from the lady herself. I don't know why she thinks it's a dinosaur because it obviously looks like a dog. She spotted she thinks it was a velociraptor, I think. What's the really small one?
Not a velociraptor.
yeah.
I mean, it could be a baby velociraptor.
I think it was.
Like
I don't know
a
dinosaurs, man.
raptor.
Like some type of, was it the thing from Jurassic Park, like with where like he spit at the guy, like.
Yes, I think it's that
One
one.
of the
Yeah,
things?
yeah.
Because we just watched Jurassic
She said, any animal we can come up. Wait. Oh yeah, she said any animal we can come up with that would be walking at 3:40 in the morning wouldn't walk this way. She said maybe I've watched Jurassic Park.
What? Hold on. Go back. Say that one more time.
She said any animal we can come up with that would be walking at 3:40 in the morning wouldn't walk this way. So she's saying,
Okay,
oh,
so
yeah, it
she
could be
like
a dog.
keeps
It could
record of.
It could be a dog.
She
it
keeps
could be
record of how
alligator.
animals walk at 3:40 in the
Any
morning.
animal.
It's like,
Any
well, it's not a dog because I've seen a dog walk at 3:40. That's how they walk at noon. So that can't be right at all. Like,
Yeah, why does the time of day?
yeah, it doesn't change how animals walk.
Like maybe dogs only. I don't know. She continues and she said maybe I've watched Jurassic Park too many times, but I see a
Maybe.
raptor or other small dinosaur.
I think she might have done a couple other things too many times. Like,
People think it's like
Like-
a Komodo dragon or a large lizard.
Oh.
Some say it's a large bird, but it doesn't really make sense because it's like walking like fast. But as far as Christina is concerned, she still says I'm sticking with raptor myself. So she still thinks it's like a baby velociraptor.
she still thinks.
She still thinks. When you pause it, it looks super slow. But anyway, it is time for another break, and we will be back. All right. And we are back. And
Howdy.
before we keep going on to the last and final portion of this episode, let's give a little shout out to Jason's TikTok. Jason's leg.
Oh yes,
Jason's leg official.
Jason's leg official.
There you go.
Yeah.
We will have it right here at the bottom of the screen. If you want to go check out quality Jason's leg content.
Very quality. Now, here's the thing. The first post that we have is not the best quality. I must admit. That was a.
It was so good. I laughed so hard at that. That was so funny.
At the one that I just posted?
Yes.
No, yeah, that one's good.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the first one that I've ever posted. That was the second.
Oh, Rasputin?
The first one was at your house.
Oh, yes, that was the first one.
Where we originally made the Instagram account.
Yes.
And that's the same video that we just moved to TikTok.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Good there, bro.
The new one though that you posted, that is amazing.
That is quality.
so good.
Yeah. I'll come out with some new content. We got some ideas in the works.
Nice.
Hopefully I can crank out one a week.
Oh. Okay.
I have a pretty tight schedule though, so I don't know.
Okay.
And my associates' schedule I also have to work with. It's not a one man band here.
Oh.
We got some. Yeah, we've got.
Can I
other
sneak
people
onto that
working.
payroll?
Payroll? What do you want? Like half a cent? Like I have 2 TikToks uploaded.
Oh, let's go. Okay, boys. I'm gonna need your total thinking caps on, serious hats,
Yeah, we got our serious hats, man.
because we've gotten an advice question. Someone out there needs our help.
Oh,
Someone out there.
awesome! I'm great
okay.
at advice.
Yeah.
I'm the
Desperate
best.
help. And here we go. I'm gonna read what they have to say. So I like this girl, but her
It's one of these.
It's one of these. But her brother is kind of crazy. He almost flipped the go-kart we were riding in, the go-kart he had previously crashed into a tree with. He loves boxing, likes watching his cousins fist fight, and overall is pretty crude. I mean, I like him, but I'm not sure I could ever imagine him being at every family gathering. Is the potential brother-in-law worth considering, or should I look past that?
Okay. Well, all right. So this is the girl writing,
No,
or is this
this is a boy writing about he likes this girl, but he doesn't
his
necessarily.
her brother?
Her brother is kind of crazy.
Okay.
And he's worried if that should play it. Does that play into it or not?
Well, that does change things. If this was a girl writing, like the girl that likes a guy and his brother's weird, that's totally fine. But here's the thing. Since it's the girl whose brother is crazy, he has a little bit to worry about.
In what way?
Like he might get defensive, you know.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I can see. Yeah. Brenden, do you think that he should worry about him, or do you just not even consider it because he's not marrying her brother? He would be marrying her.
Well, yeah. Yeah, well, so, I mean, follow your heart.
No.
No, but, like, you know, it's, so if the love is true, then it doesn't matter
That's true.
who's
That's true.
But another
there.
question.
You'll worry about that later, you know, like, worry about each other first, make sure the relationship's actually going to work out.
Yeah.
And then those side things will come later. But I mean, I'm sure the brother will mature over time.
Yeah.
So like, they're not dating, but like he's just wondering if he should pursue a relationship, and this brother's is a variable.
Yeah. And I mean, people do change. I mean, something could always change. But at the same time, does have a good point. Like always having to have him there, like family gatherings or like different things.
He has a point, but at this point in time, like they're not even dating, so I wouldn't consider him an issue unless it becomes a bigger one. You know.
Yeah.
You know, get the girl first, and then you can worry about her family later.
That's true. I just think that I don't know if he's thinking too much into it because it's so early on, but at the same time, you do never know, like, how that would affect. Like, if what you were saying, like he could be very protective or kind of weird.
He
about
could
it.
be, yeah, because. Yeah, so he has to make sure that he. All right, so our answer to the question: was there a specific ending question? Like, what exactly did he ask?
He asked, "Is the potential brother-in-law worth considering, or should I just look past that?"
Okay, yes and no. You should keep that in the back of your mind. Obviously, it's something that you're gonna have to deal with, but also you should just put it out of mind enough, like, so that you shouldn't like not go for this girl because of her brother.
Yeah.
You shouldn't stop what you're doing because of him, but you should also just keep him in mind and prepare yourself. And so here's how you're gonna do this, anonymous person. You're going to to make yourself look as innocent as possible and good for her, specifically around this brother. Because if he is how I'm picturing, he might be a little violent, aggressive, and protective, which isn't necessarily the end of the world. So you should just make sure that you're giving him a good impression of yourself.
Okay.
And then everything should be fine.
Wise words. Very wise words.
Yes.
Yes.
I concur.
Brenden concurs. Yay.
We got 2 out of 3. Carter, do you concur?
I'd say I don't concur. I say.
Oh, you really?
I say. Do whatever you want. Don't worry about the brother. Doesn't matter.
Well, that's basically what we're saying. We're just saying that you need to worry a little bit about the brother. Don't let him get in the way of what you're doing.
0. Elope. Don't even desert. Move to Bermuda.
Well,
Leave your family.
Bermuda? What the? No. Dude, listen, anonymous person. Don't listen to Carter's advice. He's a madman. I don't know what he's telling you. Although he has some truth to it. you should definitely not let them get in the way of this relationship that you're trying to pursue, but you don't want to forget about them entirely and just address the situation.
Yes.
But, like, don't let it stop you.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that's what you're asking.
Yeah. Because, I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? You know, you have a couple awkward family dinners, Thanksgivings, Christmases, rest of your life. I mean,
Or he pulls you aside and, like, boxes you in an alley or something like that.
just pelting you with apples and grapes, and you're just like,
What?
what? That's never happened to you?
Grapes.
No, I've never got pelted with apples and grapes in an alleyway. What are you
Apples are
talking
a lot
about?
worse
now?
than
I think that's just
that's
just
true.
only me, I guess. Okay, English. It's hard
English.
sometimes, right?
It is. It's very, especially for me. I'm very bad at it.
I am the worst. You're pretty bad. There has been a study done with the hardest English words to pronounce,
Oh, jeez.
and we're gonna try some of them.
I can't even
Oh,
pronounce like regular vocabulary words. Man.
So we're gonna see. These are pretty normal words, but for some reason there was 5,000 submissions that people sent, and from different vocab words in the English language of what are the hardest ones, and they made them into a list of 10 of them. So we're gonna go through these and see if we can pronounce them. The number 10 spot is Rural.
Rural.
Rural. I think it's rural. But
Oh,
but some people might say like, I say roll, like one syllable, not two.
Rural.
Rural.
Rule. Rural.
Rural.
Seems like there should be two R's separated by something in there.
All right. The next. All right. Odor rhinolaryngologist.
What? That's
Or
weird.
okay.
I don't know who is.
Oro.
I don't know.
No, auto or rhinolaryngologist.
Oh yeah, I see the word rhino.
There's- Yeah. So it's pronounced.
Is this like
it's
a rhino
pronounced
horn doctor?
It's pronounced Odor. Otor. Rhino. Larry. Enologist. Odor rhinolaryngologist.
Oh.
Ordoro. Rhino.
Odor rhinolaryngologist.
Rhino
It's a neck surgeon. It's a head and neck surgeon. That's what that is.
What? It's not like a rhino
Out of
doctor?
5,000 people,
Like-
how did many of these people put this in the top 10? Like, how many people use this in everyday words? Oh, yeah, I'm just, got to go see the odor rhinolaryngologist.
There's a lot of words like
That was not half bad.
All right, we've got the next one. This one's pretty easy. Colonel.
Colonel, yeah.
Colonel. I think a lot of people who don't speak English is their second language probably have a really hard time with this one. Like,
Legitimately, if I did not know we were doing words that were hard to pronounce, and you just sent that and asked me to tell you what that word is, I would be like colonial, or like I would say something stupid. I would. Like, but since you said these are words that are hard to pronounce, I'm mentally prepared for it. And that is the only reason I knew that was
now
Colonel.
we've got the next one.
Penguin.
Is it penguin or penguin? Because where's the pang?
It's
Where does the
penguin.
pang come from?
The E. Penguin. Penguin.
I don't know why this one's hard. Sixth.
Six.
Sixth.
This one's really hard.
You have like a lisp.
It's
Isthmus.
Isthmus.
I always
Isthmus.
isn't that like
what
a
is that?
geometry term?
I just took geometry last year, and I do not know.
No, it's
I
a
have no idea.
narrow strip of land with a sea on either side. It's like a land bridge basically. It like connects two pieces of land with like a thin strip. So I don't know what people are using these in everyday words that they would be like, oh yeah, that's hard to pronounce. This one,
Anemone.
anemone. Anemone. I could not say this when I was a kid, and Finding Nemo did not help with this. And then could really relate to that movie.
Squirrel. Hard to pronounce.
Squirrel. Like, I don't know.
This made it into the top 10?
This is number 2, or that's number 3. I don't know why. Yeah.
Squirrel. It's squirrel. It's so
know.
easy.
This one's shocking. This is number 2. This is shockingly. Choir. I think chore.
Yeah.
I sing
Like
the
to
chore.
anybody else that wouldn't be like, because we've grown up with an English language so to anybody, like, this is like English is a stupid language. Like, it really is dumb because like you've got like so many exceptions to every rule.
It's I before except after C. But on weekends and holidays.
And holidays and all throughout May. And you'll always be wrong no matter what you say.
Brian Regan quote.
Hard rule.
All right, and coming in at...
I was about to say Jim Gaffigan quote when you pulled up Colonel. His baloney and like how they like spelled baloney.
I don't...
It was like a bunch of people in a board. Anyways.
And coming in at number 1, can we get a drum roll, please? It is
Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
I say Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, it's Worcestershire.
My aunt.
But it's spelled Worcestershire.
It's Worcester. Yeah, I know some people that will say like Worcestershire, Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
There is. I feel so bad for people who don't speak English, because this must like give them a nightmare. Because I have a hard time saying this one myself.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't.
I kind of learned how to say this from my grandfather because he kind of says his R's kind of funny. Like he's whoop-de-doo and well, like I don't know. I can't do like, but Worcestershire is like how he pronounces like his R's in like regular English words. So he always just said Worcestershire. He would always go whoa, like he makes that sound a lot when he talks. So I learned Worcestershire sauce from him.
Worcester. I
Yeah,
can't
just
say
like
with a
that.
straight face though. When people in everyday conversation, if I'm cooking or something, I'm like, Mom, can you hand me the Worcestershire sauce? I just can't. I start laughing immediately after I say it because I just feel so stupid saying it like that. But I don't know of any other way I can say it.
Worcestershire, if you want.
Worcestershire.
Okay.
Where's Worcestershire?
The Shire.
Worcestershire.
Is that like a English name, like from England? I think that's a place.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, Worcestershire.
It sounds like it would be something that the Brits came up with, Worcestershire, because like I don't know.
Oh, it's a county. It's a
British.
county in England. Yeah. Oh, you know what they did? Because they didn't want the peasants to be able to pronounce it, so they named it something.
Really?
No, I don't know.
What the? No, I wouldn't put it past them. I don't know. But literally, so there's a lot of debate going on whether the name of aluminum or aluminium, as the English call it. And I was watching this British YouTuber, and he was talking about it, and he actually did some research to see who was right. Mm-hmm. And it was a British guy that actually came up with the name for aluminum, and he called it aluminum, like Americans do.
Okay.
And then there was like his associate thought it should be called aluminium because it sounds cooler.
Interesting.
Like he literally, so it's originally from a Brit, aluminum.
Okay.
And then like his buddy was like, "No, let's do aluminium because it sounds cooler." And he was like, "No, it's a stupid idea." And so,
wow. I didn't know that. I thought aluminum. I guess it wasn't invented in the United States, but wow, interesting. More you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have any final words before we end abruptly?
wear your seatbelt. That's an odd one's out there. Shout out to him.
I'll do another plug. Don't drive like my brother.
Don't drive like my brother.
Wear your seatbelt. Yeah, follow me on TikTok at Jason's Leg Official. No caps, no spaces. That's leg singular, even though it has both of these bad boys. And Jason's Leg Official.
Oh, gosh. And we will see you in the next episode of the Goats and Cats podcast. Thank you, Jason and
No
Brenden.
problem. Thank you for having us, man. It was a
Thank you
pleasure.
for having me.
This
Definitely.
was so much fun, and we will accentuate our love to you guys.
That's a big word.
Next
right there.
week or next time,
Yeah.
whenever. Accentuate, yes, and cue the outro music.
You take the motion and the memory, you push them in a mode that you feel is far more than clever.
Welcome to the first ever behind the scenes look into my new studio. Well, going to a studio, just still a very work in progress, getting all the kinks worked out. It's a pretty good time.
You feel the rhythm of complacency and battle with delinquency. Pretend you have consistency with the world that's spinning round you. Spinning round you. I'm sick of playing charades at the highest stakes. I should be crying, but I'm laughing at the pain that just happened. The only way to escape this trap that I built myself, it's on the highest shelf. Hear me scream your name as I taste the shame, but it's not the same. A runaway renegade, feel the burn in my lungs as I run the race.